So briefly about iTrain Asia. iTrain Asia is supporting digital transformation, and we are pioneers and leaders in tech learning. And at iTrain, we believe in two core principles: the power of technology to shape the future and help us build a better world, and that love of learning is the source of human ingenuity and well-being. Our goal, which is backed by government and academia, is to fast-track Asian businesses with the latest technology applications and know-how. And iTrain Asia is a part of a larger ecosystem of partner companies that offer a lifelong learning journey of digital transformation and growth for individuals for all ages, starting from iTrain Kids, which is a STEAM education and coding school, to micro degrees that is using extreme employability, and we have iTrain with certification classes. iTrain Asia, that is the certification exam body registered with IMBA Singapore, and 1337 Ventures, a technology accelerator and venture capital fund. And our training and certifications are currently being rolled out to individuals and corporates throughout 26 countries in Asia, and basically authorized academic partners. So we have trained more than 50,000 individuals who are certified and trained underneath the iTrain Asia certification. And possibly you might be also one who becomes our cybersecurity graduate. So yes, these are the skills that iTrain Asia is certifying in people. So we have mobile development, blockchain, data science, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, fintech, digital marketing, and cybersecurity. And also iTrain Asia is part of NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute trainings. And our clients, as you can see, we've supported finance, technology, industry, and manufacturing. And we've been lucky also to have won the Associo ICT Education Award back in 2019. Yes, so that is briefly about iTrain Asia. And before I give floor to, now I would like to introduce also to Kanya, who will be giving a welcome from Cambodia's side and giving a welcome from Malaysia. And it's Elizabeth, the community manager at iTrain Asia.
Okay, good morning, everyone from iTrain Asia, Elizabeth, and the Cambodian people here, Cambodian student here. So my name is Kanya. I am the general manager of Process Informatics Center. So want to explain a little bit why we're here today, because we want to introduce you the various training and innovative course of iTrain Asia, which called Cybersecurity Specialist, CCSS. So why we partner with iTrain? The reason, because we see that iTrain Asia is a very trending and innovative training center, training facility. So we teamed up with iTrain Asia to bring the course that would be very trend in the future for Cambodian students. So today, I just want to introduce a little bit in Khmer. So, ខ្ញុំឈ្មោះកញ្ញាសង្ឃឹមថាអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាស្គាល់ខ្ញុំណាចាអញ្ចឹងបើអ្នកអត់ទាន់ស្គាល់គឺខ្ញុំជា General Manager នៅប្រសិទ្ធ Informatics Center ហើយមូលហេតុដែលយើង team up ជាមួយនឹង iTrain Asia គឺដោយសារតែយើងឃើញថា course ដែល iTrain គាត់ bring up មកគឺ very innovative very trending in the future for you អញ្ចឹងពេលដែលយើងអាច partnership ជាមួយនឹង Global Training Center នៅខាងក្រៅដែល Singapore Malay ហ្នឹងខ្ញុំគិតថាជាផ្នែកមួយនៃការជំរុញ improve education for ICT technology in Cambodia អញ្ចឹងសង្ឃឹមថាបន្ទាប់ពី webinar នេះចប់បើសិនជាអ្នកនរគ្នាមានចំណាប់អារម្មណ៍តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹង Cyber Security Specialist course គឺអាចតាក់ទងមកខាងប្រសិទ្ធ Informatics Center បានហើយនៅក្នុងនោះiTrain Asia មិនមានតែ course ប៉ុណ្ណឹងទេចានិយាយទៅខ្ញុំគិតថា in Cambodia course ដែលអាច fit in សម្រាប់ future career របស់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាគឺមានដូចជាដូច course នេះគឺ CCSS Certified Cybersecurity Specialist another course Certified Data Science Specialist Certified IoT Digital Marketing Fintech Foundation Google Analytics អញ្ចឹង course ទាំងអស់នេះសិតតែជា course មួយដែលខ្ញុំគិតថាវា very very great មែនទែនសម្រាប់ future career របស់អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអញ្ចឹងសង្ឃឹមថាបន្ទាប់ពី webinar នេះហើយអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអាចយល់ដឹងកាន់តែជ្រាលជ្រៅជាមួយនឹង trending របស់ cyber security នៅក្នុង world របស់យើងណាចា I think I have enough introduction Elizabeth so maybe we give the floor to our speaker
Anyway, thank you to the team in Cambodia And for the Cambodian, I very much welcome you to our very short webinar for this time. Previously, we will be running quite numbers of webinar. You can just go to our partner Facebook and also YouTube. And anyway, let me continue. Very sorry again, I only have somewhere around like 50 minutes to deliver a bunch of information for those who actually not really fluent in English. I think after this particular seminar, our partner in Cambodia will be translate my script, okay, for you all. Anyway, again, welcome to Cybersecurity Trend. The threat is real. For those who still don't understand why you are here, why you've been invited for this particular webinar and also online seminar, I just want to talk a little bit about what is a next future threat will be happen in our industry, especially in our Asia Pacific. After we done quite numbers of research, we found out this is the most popular and also most scary thing, the threat. That is why we call it the threat is real, because why this particular threat has been going on in our industry for quite some time. Anyway, for those who actually first time joining this particular webinar, very much grateful. Okay, my name Hamizi, coming from Malaysia partners. I'm the certified trainer for iTrain Asia, together with our team also in throughout the Asia Pacific. We managed actually since 2 years ago, build up our own certification. And we are very grateful that until now, we have a lot of people have been certified for this certification. Just 1 minute introduction about myself before I go to my presentation. What you can see at the back of myself, this is just some of my certifications. So at the moment, I'm a certified trainer for the CCSS certified certification that we are conducting throughout the Asia Pacific. And the module and also the examination was conducted personally by myself. We get the endorsement throughout the Asia Pacific also. Okay, that's all about my profile. Anyway, you all can just Google and you will see there's a bunch of information about myself throughout the internet. Okay, anyway, I already prepared quite numbers of what we call that presentation before I go to my short demo. Okay, for those who curious and also keep thinking and also wondering what I'm going to demo, because from the title is quite maybe advanced for some of you, maybe for some of you, you already know, okay, some of those demonstration, but we just want to give an awareness so that everybody understand when you join our CCSS certification training, what you will be facing in the training. So number one, after quite some of the years when we done our research, actually we have our own team in Malaysia doing this particular thing, and then we get all the information bind, and then we found out number one who actually very popular threat available in our throughout our Asia Pacific and also throughout the international of IT and also cyber security industry is actually a fintech and also e-commerce. Everybody, I'm very sure maybe everyone here who attended this particular online webinar understand what is online payment, what is online banking. So all this what we call information and also all this particular application that you can download into your smartphone and also to your tablet and also your laptop is actually related to what we call e-commerce. Okay, so there's many component that we found out happen into the fintech and e-commerce, especially started from the year 2018 onward until now, and it goes directly into the next 2021 and even 2022. Number one is actually all the cybersecurity and financial industry was related to every single country in the world. Okay, especially what we are talking now in throughout the Asia Pacific, we are having this particular problem, what we call insider. Okay, we have actually our own insider in our fintech and also e-commerce, the one that we don't aware. That is why in some of our part of our module in the CCSS, we actually cover how to protect and also how to teach you all how to become a social engineer. That is why this particular presentation was relayed directly into our CCSS certification. And then when we are talking also about fintech and e-commerce, what are the biggest threat to financial services? So we actually gather all the information and found out that the hackers try to penetrate to the bank system, into the financial technology, to the fintech. Okay, almost 33% of the research. Okay, and then we also found out that 22% covered by the stealing or manipulating sensitive information. That is why social engineering is one of the biggest issue now running in our industry. Okay, this is something that frightened most of the chief security officer, chief information security officer, and also chief technology officer. Okay, so that is what we call fintech and also e-commerce. So when we come back to the real information, what do hackers need? Actually, they need all your information. They need your username and password. They need all your credit card information, your ATM, your debit card information. Okay, so in the CCS training letter, I will personally guide everybody actually how you can protect your organization, especially if you are running on the e-commerce website, either internally or externally. Okay, let's go to number 2. Mobile banking. Everybody have known. We have been talking this throughout the, what we call it, throughout the internet, throughout the training, throughout the seminar, webinar, books, okay, and a million or billion information throughout the internet, that we found out that we have a lot of issue on the mobile banking. Okay, so there's a lot of solution that we found out. Okay, PIN management, your devices has been jailbreak, and then I'm very sure everybody who attended this particular webinar understand that you all are actually using a smartphone to make a payment, okay, to make a transferation of money from one country to one country. You even purchase to the online shopping, okay, like Lazada, Shopee, okay, Amazon, okay, anything that you subscribe over the internet is all require your PIN number. So that is why in the CCSS training also, I will be sure to everybody actually how to penetrate and also how to defend your mobile services, your mobile devices, and also your mobile server if you have, okay, from the online attack. Okay, so if you can see from the picture behind me, you can see this is some of the security solution that at the moment who actually workable in the real environment. Okay, for example, do not jailbreak your mobile phone, do not risk-based your scoring, and then make sure you disable your geolocation, make sure you having two-factor. So if you see there's a lot of information how to digest in just short form of time, that is the reason why we come up this particular thing in our CCSS certification. Okay, the next one, we actually have a financial institution. After many years involved in the cybersecurity industry, open source, Microsoft technology, Linux, I found out financial institution is always having the same problem from 1 year to 1 year, which is the cyber attack on financial institution increases from 1 year to 1 year. Okay, so banks should enhance their information security program, okay, by taking measure. I put in 4 kind of measure. I think if you Google enough, you will find this is actually everybody in the world also talking the same thing. Okay, you have to conduct online IS, or what we call information security reassessment. You have to put down your team and then do the risk assessment. Like it or not, there's a real thing happen in the industry itself. And then you have to protect every single thing, every single object related to your banking or financial institution from the unauthorized access, okay, username, password, credit card, debit card information, and so on. Implement and also test control around critical system regularly. This is something we found out for many years or so. This is the weakness behind the financial institution. Some of the servers is actually not being fully updated. That is why in the real environment of cybersecurity, we do have actually what we call penetration testing. So one part of the module that cover in the CCSS is actually I'm going to train. We're going to teach you actually how to do your own internal penetration testing, so that if you are working in a financial institution, you have the idea how to protect your organization. Okay, and then the other one also, you can implement and test control around critical system regularly. This one also we found out many people don't really do this. Okay, and also Just now we already talking about mobile banking, we already talking about fintechs, okay, and now financial institution. Next is a very popular, okay, after many years we come out also, we are quite surprised. This thing is really started by the year 2015, 2016, which is related to healthcare. Surprisingly to myself personally, healthcare also actually involved in the cybersecurity, whereas malware, the virus, spyware, try to steal information on the healthcare. For example, your identification, okay, anything that you have in your hospital, in your clinic, in your medical facilities, okay. So this kind of virus, this kind of anti-malware, this kind of virus, this kind of malware, this kind of what we call ransomware, they can just threaten, they can just steal your information without you realize. Yes, for the past 10 years, nobody actually bother about this kind of the healthcare in the cyber security, but now unfortunately hospital and the clinic, pharmacies, okay, pharmaceutical, biotechnology industry, health insurer, mobile devices, and so on, every single doctor now, I aware that doctor also started using iPad, for example, or even Android, what we call that, tablet, okay. Then they can access to the hospital, what you call their own medical facility server, okay, to get all the patient information. Surprisingly, hackers nowadays, they can actually penetrate to the hospital Wi-Fi. And from my experience also, we actually can penetrate to any hospital in throughout the Asia Pacific just using certain devices, okay. For those who actually keep wondering, is this actually can be done in the real environment? To be honest to you all, unfortunately, yes, it can be done. This is not just someone who talking through the webinar and tell you that this is cannot be done, because everything has been closed down, everything has been protected. To be honest, sincerely, I told it to everybody in this webinar and throughout the streaming on the YouTube, this kind of attack is actually real happen in our country, in our environment, in our cyber now, okay. As what we are speaking now, also the cyber attack is actually happening without we know. And then one of the most important thing that they attack is actually on the healthcare. All right, so the next one, we have the corporate security. Okay, after mobile banking, after e-commerce, after healthcare, after what we call the anything related to mobile devices in the cybersecurity, we goes to the one that I am not sure why when we do research, when we read a lot, when I go, I've been teaching, I think more than 50 classes every year. I found out the same problem happen, which is corporate security. Okay, what's the greatest cybersecurity threat happen to our corporate security, our corporate environment? Doesn't matter that you are working in the small medium enterprise or even you are working in the what we call multinational corporation. Number one, you have the insider threat. Okay, the insider threat is actually someone who actually you know your own staff, the one who actually steal your company information and upload to any social media and even to the WhatsApp group. For the past 2 years, I found out there's hundreds of information has been spread out into the WhatsApp group, even though it's actually happened in Malaysia itself, but I'm very sure also it's happened throughout Asia Pacific and also throughout international level. And then how about actually to this outsider threat? Outsider threat is actually those originate from external sources. For example, cyber criminal, hacker. I'm very sure everybody love to become a hacker because why? Everybody actually wanted to study ethical hacking, penetration testing, black hat. Those are the theory will be covered in my next CCSS training. You will be surprised. We only not having what we call that black hat or white hat or gray hat in the corporate security. We even have so many hat happen in our corporate security. So that is why we also actually having activists running in our country and also our corporate infrastructure. So from what you see from my slide, later I think my partner, they're going to distribute this slide, then you can have an idea what I'm talking about on the corporate security. Okay, so the next one, what is the biggest threat to your business? Okay, of course, careless insider, again, your staff, malicious, criminal insider, your staff try to become hacker. Maybe for some of you might be surprised, oh, I'm just working, I do not want to become hackers. Yes, you can say that, but from our investigation, when we do some minor forensic, we found out, minor social engineering, we found out that actually the staff inside the company internally. This is what we call insider. Your own staff, our own staff, we actually try to become hackers. Okay, and then of course we have the external hackers. Nowadays in university, there's a lot of wannabe hackers. This is what we call script kiddies. These are the people try to penetrate your website. So that is why in the CCSS certification, we try our best to deliver to you on the other side of the world, whereas how you can defend and how you actually counter, or this is what we call countermeasure. Okay, how you can counter back to the hackers itself. Okay, 5G security. Now throughout the Asia, I think for the past 1 year, even in Malaysia also, everybody was talking about the 5Gs. But 5G, there's a lot of technology running internally of the 5G itself. But it's actually just an upgrade technology of the 4Gs. But in my CCS certification, I'm not going to cover what is a 5Gs, but I'm going to show to everybody how to use certain devices, hardware that you can actually disturb and also penetrate, and also to eavesdropping. Okay, we call it as a word, it's a eavesdropping into the 5G network. Okay, so 5G have a lot of threat. Okay, some of it is eavesdropping, failure or malfunction of the antenna, outage, okay, of your electrical, for your electrical, disaster happen, mother nature. So those are the things that you have to put into the place. Okay, for those who actually attended this particular webinar, you might be surprised what actually we're going to cover on the CCSS, and also what will happen in the current trend. Okay, at the moment, people don't really much bother about the 5G because it's still very new and not many mobile phone or tablet support on the 5G technology. But the attack, okay, from the real hackers itself, is started. Okay, it started already in the what we call that on the other side of the cyber security world. Okay, when I say the other side, later I will cover in my certification. We're going to study what we call deep web and also dark web. This is where all the hackers will hanging around and also get all the information. Okay, so other than 5G, we also have a more targeted ransomware. This thing have been going on in our industry for many years. Okay, I think now is what? It's already 5 to 6 years time, and then the ransomware is growing. Okay, surprisingly, it seems like there's no solution. Antivirus company has been hit banging up and down every single day. Try to find the solution, try to find the defense system, what is a good thing that we can prevent the attack happen in the company itself. There is a reason why you have the antivirus, you have the anti-spyware. Okay, so these are the thing we call more targeted ransomware, whereas these are the vector coming from spear phishing is still very popular in the world of cybersecurity. We also have the unpatched server, some IT. Okay, I cannot say everyone, but there's some what we call that maybe IT personnel who actually don't really understand, or they do not know how to patch their server in the correct manner. Okay, that is why in my training also, we're going to actually train you how actually you can patch your server in the correct manner. Okay, and also all related documentation. Okay, and then lately, for the past 1 year, we found out there's a lot also growing ransomware over the internet. Surprisingly, for your information, for everybody information, lately also seen COVID okay, attack the world market, okay, to individual, to the company, and so on. People have started working from home, and this kind of real hackers, they take advantage by sending or by distribute and also to spread all the ransomware throughout social media. Surprisingly, okay, even lately also I found out that there's a quite number of very old ransomware that you can download from YouTube link. Okay, so that is why as IT personnel, you should know actually how to protect your environment, not just buying one small $5 of antivirus. Yes, I already protected my company. Actually, no. Okay, there's a lot of protection that you need to have to protect your organization. So whatever that you see behind me, all this slide, all this picture is actually number of the organization, number of company affected by the targeted ransomware attack. These are the hackers that target your organization. They know who you are. They know who's your boss. They know who is your CEO. They know who are you. Okay, how they know about all this information? Surprisingly, your information has been sprout, okay, to the social media. You have the website, but you do not know how to protect your website. You already spread out all your email to the to the social media, you already register your own company email to Shopee, Lazada, to to Amazon. If you want to buy something to any of the website without you realize. Okay, so the next one. Surprisingly, for the since 2000, toward 2021, we're going to lose around 20 billion US dollar. So these are the very big money, and this is also they call it as a ransomware 2.0. Okay, so company, I think everybody know it's a company called Symantec and also Kaspersky. They come out with this name they call as a ransomware 2.0. Okay, so what ransomware 2.0 can do? They can actually destroy your backup. They can steal your credential. Surprisingly, they can actually really steal your password and also your username. And okay, for those who keep wondering, can the password actually can our banking password can be hacked, can be cracked? The answer yes, unfortunately. And publicly expose the victim. Once they get your information, they're going to expose, and also they will take your bank information, your credit card information, then they're going to expose the information. They're going to leak the information to the world of internet. And then, of course, the last one, from our research, we found out that there's a lot of victim has been threatened by the people said the hackers who actually build up the ransomware. You all have to understand the only target and the only objective of this particular hackers is actually just to get the money from you. That's it. That is why doesn't matter you are small business, doesn't matter you are big corporation, doesn't matter who are you. Even you are just an individual, you are the freelance, doesn't matter who are you in Malaysia, Cambodia, and everywhere throughout the Asia Pacific who actually listen to this particular online webinar. You have to understand that this is actually for everyone. It's not only for the organization. We don't attack organization only. These particular hackers also attack individual. Okay, very sorry when I said we, not me. Okay, I'm not a hacker. Okay, my job is very simple, just to make sure company follow the standard of ISO. The IT people have to study what is the latest attack, how to prevent, how to counter attack, and also how to make sure that you all understand what is actually happened in your organization. Okay, so the next one. Variety show of phishing attack never complete this thing without what we call that the news has been spreading out throughout the internet every single day. Okay, if you have a time, you can always go to I think hundreds of the online news, okay, on the cybersecurity itself. There's a variety of phishing attack happened by the 2020, from the research coming from almost, if I'm not mistaken, 30 cybersecurity vendors, okay, throughout the world. They found out that 95 of the all attacks are successfully spear phishing and on the enterprise network. You see how scary is that if you are working in a multinational corporation. I have quite numbers of my student, my client is actually coming from MNC, and these are the biggest company in the world. People say they are listed in the first board of what we call that the first board of the New York Exchange, whatsoever. Doesn't matter who are you, doesn't matter how big is your company. 90% of the attack successfully. You know how embarrassing and how dangerous is this phishing attack, because why? As IT people, we always tell to our staff, do not click the particular link. But after you close the door, they're going to click the link. So that is why in my CCSS iTrain training, we actually try our best to expose to everybody how actually you can protect your staff, how to protect yourself, and also how you can countermeasure all this phishing attack that happen in your organization. Okay, and also embarrassingly, very sorry. What we call that, surprisingly, only 3% of the user report phishing email to their management. Actually, yes, okay, surprisingly. Then what will happen to another 97% of the employee? They don't bother. Okay, for them, we have the IT people, so the IT people solve the problem. Actually, no, phishing is not for IT people. Phishing is for everybody. As long as you survive in the world, you are breath in this world, you are taking the breath, okay, in this world. The phishing attack is for everybody. Okay, as long as you turn on your mobile phone every morning, the attack is always there for you. So 1.5 million phishing sites are created each month, surprisingly. If I'm not mistaken, by 2021, next year, it will grow up more than 35%, because right nowadays there's a lot of youngsters also, they know how to create phishing website. Okay, variety of phishing. We have I come up with quite numbers of things. Okay, very sorry, I'm not going to explain everything, but later when you take this slide, you will understand that the most important thing is actually to be skeptical. You have to be skeptical whenever we are talking about phishing attack. and then be aware of your online presence. Okay, don't click the link. And then after that, implement company security strategy. And then you must be smart with your password. Okay, do not combine your car password with another whatever number. No, we don't do that in the real cybersecurity. We don't do that. Okay, and then inspect the link. So for those who keep wondering, are we going to have to do this ourselves? Unfortunately, yes. Okay, that is why in the CCSS certification of iTrain, I'm going to cover the rest of the 7 component. Okay, how to avoid yourself. Okay, so anyway, anyone have any question? I'm very sure there's quite numbers of people inside here. You can always shoot your question in the in the Zoom chat. Okay, so anyway, even after this webinar, any question, don't be shy to ask all our all our associate. Okay, the next one, don't worry, I'm almost done. Evaluation of mobile malware attack. There's a lot of mobile attack. So in the CSS certification letter, surprisingly, I will be actually teach this particular expert actually how to download the malware, how to use the malware, that this particular malware can attack to your smartphone, your tablet, and whatever device that you have. So in the world, surprisingly, this particular mobile malware attack is still going on. Doesn't matter who are you, it's still going on until today. Okay, so that's why there's hundreds of my students, thousands of my students asking, shall we install antivirus in our smartphone? Okay, so the answer will be questioned in the CCSS training, so don't worry. All right, so the next one, we have a cyber insurance. Surprisingly, this is a very new. Okay, so whenever I heard this since 2 years ago, I keep wondering, wow, we only not having insurance for ourselves, we also have the cyber insurance for this one. Okay, for the what we call it, for our cyber security. So do you need cyber insurance for your business? If you have a lot of personal confidential data, yes. Do you have process protected health information? You call PHI. If you have this, you better go and buy some cyber insurance from the vendor. Are you required by the law to notify the government? This is all related to organization in your country that actually related to the government. My advice is simple. You better study this thing and then get yourself or your company a cyber insurance. Otherwise, the major disaster will happen when your data lost. Nobody going to be responsible. Okay, so the next one, the rise of the cyber insurance. Direct expense of the breach. Okay, you have to inspect the liability and also what we call that, your cyber. Okay, so this is that cyber insurance coverage, exactly like how you buy your own personal cyber. Okay, sorry, your personal insurance, exactly almost the same. Okay, the only thing is, as IT people who want to make this decision, not everybody, but as a chief security officer, as a chief information security officer, as a chief technology officer, okay, as a IT security manager, unfortunately, you have to read all the necessary documentation before you make a decision on your cyber insurance coverage, or before you spending maybe 100,000 US dollar for the insurance itself. Okay, the next one, cyber risky. Okay, the next one is actually risky business on the IoT devices. Nowadays, there's a lot of IoT devices running in our life. We have a smart home now. I'm very sure some of you might be having a smart home in your house now. Even we have a smart car. Okay, those are the things related to the IoT. So for those who actually don't really understand what is IoT device, it's the Internet of Things. Any devices, any hardware devices that are related to the internet, who actually can communicate to the world of the internet. This is what we call IoT, okay, Internet of Things. So even when I've been teaching cybersecurity for the past, I think 7 to 10 years time, we found out IoT just recently only, okay, come out in the world of cyber, I think like 4 to 5 years ago. What is the common IoT attack? Okay, definitely number one, vulnerability exploit. You can exploit any IoT hardware devices. You have the malware, exactly like how they attack your laptop and your PC. They have a eavesdropping information theft using Wi-Fi. Of course, DDoS, and also man-in-the-middle attack, which is very scary, and also physical tampering. Okay, so this is okay. Someone asking the question, cyber insurance could be business industry may buy this server. Yes, cyber insurance could be business industry. There's a vendor actually, okay, who provide what we call cyber insurance facilities to your organization. The only thing you have to search at the moment, don't worry, maybe after the seminar I will post to our partner Facebook the information, then you can get the information, okay, how you can buy the cyber insurance. Okay, the next one, risky business, what are the IoT threat actor? Definitely, again, whatever we are talking about cybersecurity, they are going to attack four major components: the information of what do we have, lateral movement, okay, monetary gain, and also attack base. So this is all the theory behind the IoT devices attack. It's quite confusing, but to be honest, it's very simple. It's go back to number one, which is the information. Hackers, to be honest, okay, we just want your information. All right, so and then artificial intelligence, okay, AI. Now everybody was talking about machine learning, okay. So we have the AI accelerate security response, faster detection. So in the CSS training, I will demo one or two artificial intelligence, what we call that, software that you can use to monitor what happened to your network infrastructure, especially on the cyber attack. Okay, so AI will accelerate security response. Okay, what can machine learning do with cyber security? Nowadays, everybody talking about machine learning and artificial intelligence again. They can actually detect everything. Okay, there's a up to $1 million of the what we call that software or devices depends on the artificial intelligence. Okay, so these are the thing is a very wide, it's a very big information. Okay, so don't worry, any kind of question about the machine learning AI on the cybersecurity, you all are most welcome. My partner later in Cambodia will pass me the question, and I will actually allow them to put on their Facebook, then you can have a clear picture. Okay, so I'm done with my presentation, but the next one, actually I'm almost done. Later I'm going to have like 7 to 10 minutes on the demonstration, how actually you all will be having what we call the hands-on experience in my CCSS, what we call that certification. Okay, iTrain Asia with our partner in Cambodia and throughout Asia Pacific, we have our very special Certified Cybersecurity Specialist, also known as CCSS. We have been running quite numbers of training also in Malaysia. Okay, and then I already provide. Okay, this just give me a 30-second on this particular day one. We actually going to cover quite numbers of theory, but for your information, any kind of subject that I've been delivered throughout this 20 years of my experience, my training will be covered 95% of hands-on. I don't go slide. Okay, I think two of the Cambodian students who attended my training last week, they understand how my technique of teaching. I don't use slide. Okay, if you prefer slide, I don't have, because why? This is the training are purely technical, purely practical. You're going to face the real thing. You're going to do your own attack, your simulation. Everything is actually running on the real network, on the real capacity of the infrastructure. Okay, so this is a day one subject. Okay, a little bit on theory of cyber terrorism. Okay, and then I have this what we call that next gen firewall. Yes, you're going to study about the firewall. You're going to study about virus, how to create the virus, how to scan your network. Day three in my training, you're going to study actually how to become penetration tester. Okay, and then on the day four, you're going to study a lot of the how to defend your network using SIM, okay, which is security information event management, and also how to do DDoS and protect yourself from the DDoS. And then the last day, we're going to cover quite numbers of the policy documentation. And I can promise you it's quite tiring 5 days and very interesting. Okay, I say this is because it's not only my course, okay, but this is because this is a belong to the iTrain Asia, but we make this as a real hands-on so that you can understand what is a real cyber threat that you can do yourself, and also what you can protect. Okay, so and then the outcome, you can implement security in your network, your endpoint, you can analyze any common attack, whatever the latest hacking technology. Also, I will be present. Actually, not only present, I'll be teaching everybody how to use coverage of the latest vulnerability. You can also perform your own vulnerability testing in your organization. Okay, who actually this CCSS for? Security architecture, incident response, network attack strategy, element. This is actually the learning outcome that you will get. To be honest, after throughout the very long 5 days, you yourself is actually has become what we call sort of cyber security defender, cyber security expert, and also maybe you can go up to penetration tester. Our examination cover for 2 hours with the 50 question, and this information you can get later from my partner Elizabeth and also to our partner in Cambodia about more information about the examination. Okay, I have around like 8 to 10 minutes just to give you all the clear idea what you will be facing on the what you call that, on the demonstration. Okay, so I will show everybody, make sure everybody can see my share screen. Okay,
Okay,
all right.
okay. So we have the question, Hamashi,
Yes,
from our audience. Yes.
yeah,
So before going to the question, I just would like to inform that two Cambodian students already completed their CCSS course with
yes,
iTrain Asia. Yes, and
yes.
the feedback is very good.
Oh,
So
thank you.
yes, thank you too. Okay, so the question number one is that from Chun Lee. He said that cyber insurance could be business industry may buy this service or not.
Okay, as I mentioned just now, the cyber insurance might could be the business industry by the year 2021, 2022. Nowadays, there's a lot of vendors started opening the business to sell cyber insurance to certain multinational corporation, and you can buy this online. But before you buy this online, you have to invite the particular vendor of the services to do some 30 days of the trial.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see.
Yes.
So actually, does he answer your question, right? You can drop in the chat box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if then next question from Kim, he asked that what is the top cyber threat trend in 2020,
Yes.
and what will the top cyber threat trend in the next future
Okay.
2021?
In 2020, we actually still holding one, which is a ransomware. That's number one. Still holding after 2 or 3 years time, which is a ransomware. And also to the phishing attack, and also to the banking industry. These are the three one. For the next 2021, we estimated the attack might be started on the IoT, and also will be started on the machine learning attack. Okay, even the machine learning will be using on the defense side. The machine learning also will be started on the attack side. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I see. So does our speaker answer your question, Kim? Okay. So okay, thank you. Okay. So if there is no more other questions, so we may proceed with our speaker to the demo. Okay. So
Yes, thank you. Okay,
thank you.
everyone, I hope everyone can see my share screen. What I'm just going to demo to you all is actually certain thing that you're going to study in the CCSS certification. And take note, everybody, this is actually a what you call that, it's a real attack, but it's running isolate into my own network. This is not a video, this is a real attack. Okay, number one, what you can see in front of myself now, this is actually a Kali Linux. So in my training, I will using Kali Linux, and sometimes I'll be using any others Linux operating system as a attack machine. Okay, so number one, in the what you're going to study in the what we call that CCSS. Okay, you're going to study about how to create a virus. Okay, so surprisingly, when you study this thing, we actually having one tools, we call it as a MSF Venom. Okay, so you can just Google and you will get what is a MSF Venom. So in the CSS itself, okay, I'm going to teach everybody how to use MSF Venom. The function of MSF Venom is very simple. It's actually how to create a malicious, how to create a backdoor, how to create a virus. But don't worry, this is actually nothing to do with the what we call that, nothing to do with the ransomware. Okay, so this is actually the script, okay, or the command that you can run to create your own backdoor. Okay, so then after that, this particular backdoor, okay, in my demonstration, don't worry, just take me 1 minute only. Actually, I will attack my own server 2019. Surprisingly, I'll be using server 2019 to attack this, so everybody can see. Maybe my demo is a little bit fast, but don't worry. Anyone who need this particular thing later, maybe can liaise with our this one, with our what you call that partner, okay, in Cambodia. Okay, see whether they can supply you with this little bit of demonstration step by step. Okay, so the next one, you also will be study about the Metasploit. Okay, you're going to study about the Metasploit, and also you're going to study actually how to exploit Windows Server 2019. So this is actually the thing that you will be study in our CCSS. So if you can see here, if you those who having a what you call it internet accelerator, you can always go to the internet, and then you can always go and find what is actually what we call that the function. We call it as a Metasploit and also MSF Venom. Okay, this is actually is a very nice and also very good application. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to transfer my virus to my victim. So don't be worried, you actually going to study this particular thing throughout the 5 days of the CCSS certification. What I show you here now is just a little bit of demonstration. For those who don't understand, don't worry. This will be covered definitely. Okay, that's mean you will become not only the defender, you also will become the attacker. Okay, so this is the reason why we invite everybody to come to our seminar so that you can have a rough idea. So what you see in my demo is very simple. When I send my virus to the server 2019, because everybody said server 2019 cannot be penetrated, cannot be hacked, but actually server 2019 can be hacked. So whenever you go to server 2019, these are the file called Adobe. When I double click the file, you will surprisingly in the Kali Linux itself, I already have access to the server. So whenever I go to my server 2019, okay, surprisingly, whatever that you see, I already in my Microsoft Windows server. So inside here, I can do whatever I want. So all this particular menu, I can even turn on your camera. I can do the keylogger. I can sniff your 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 bank password. I can actually get your Facebook password and so on. Okay, so this is one of the things that you're going to study. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this is all about the virus. Okay, this is about a very simple virus, but it's actually workable in the real environment. Okay, number two, surprisingly, number two, you all also going to study the real one, how to do what we call DDoS attack. For those who do not know what is a DDoS attack is actually an attack where you flood your network. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this demo, okay, everybody, I'm very sure you all very familiar with the Microsoft Windows operating system. I'm going to open my test manager if everybody can see my share screen. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to launch one very simple DDoS attack to my server 2019. Okay, if you see now, my server 2019, when I open my task manager, it's only running a very low network bandwidth. Whenever I launch this particular attack, okay, my particular server 2019 will be flooded with the millions of packets. So this is one of the part that you're going to study. Take note, everyone, this is not the only single application that you're going to study. This is some of it that we're going to cover in our CCSS. So by doing this particular launch, you will be flooding your network. This is what we call that the script kiddies and also the hackers was doing in the what you call real environment. So the next one, I also will be cover one of the most popular what we call that tools in the cybersecurity industry. We call it as a social engineer. So what this particular social engineering toolkit can do? Okay, I'll take an example. Okay, I will go to the what you call that. Okay, let me repeat this particular thing. I think it goes too fast. Okay, so I will go to, let's say, number one, social engineering attack. I will go to website because I want to attack the Facebook website. I want to go and steal Facebook password. Okay, and then after that, I will clone the Facebook. So what happened now? I will type the Facebook, what we call that, DNS name. Okay, and then after that, if I go to the server 2019, whereas this is my victim. Okay, if I go here and then if I go to the facebook.com or what we call the directory of the Facebook, you will see, I'm very sorry everybody, because this particular Facebook translate into my mother tongue language, which is Bahasa Malaysia. Okay, but I just want to show you the demo. Let's say I'll put in here my name. Okay, and then iTrainAsia.com, and then this will be my Facebook password. When the moment I enter, okay, surprisingly, that particular Facebook password actually will be available in the hackers computer. See, I already have my iTrain Asia and also the password. So this is what we call social engineering. It's very simple. Unfortunately, it's a very, very what we call that, simple and also workable attack. I've been running this attack for billions times. It's always workable. Okay, all right. So that's the next one. And then the next one, unfortunately, this one I only can show to everybody the website because this is require the hardware. Okay. The next one, in my training also, I will be in the CSS certification. We also going to cover Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, what is this Raspberry Pi 4? This one is actually IoT devices. I will teach everybody how actually to run, or what we call that, to build up or to build your own mobile, what we call that, to generate your own IoT hacking devices. Okay, using this particular devices. Okay, so that's why you no need to bring what we call your laptop, your smartphone. You can just bring these particular devices with your power bank, and then after that you can launch and attack, especially how to crack, how to hack Wi-Fi. Okay, and also in that particular 5 days also in the CCSS, we also going to cover Kali Linux, which is this particular Kali Linux will be installed into this particular devices. Okay, so these are the things that will be covered. And then the last one, how about on the defense side? Okay, on the defense side, you all will be study how to install, how to configure, and also how to use. There's one product called SIM Alien Vault. Okay, this is actually a shareware, whereas we can run this on the free terms. Then after 30 days, you can start purchase if you want. And also in that particular 5 days or so, not only are going to cover Alien Vault as a protection, as a defense, we also going to cover SNOT. Okay, we also going to cover SNOT. For those IT people in this particular webinar, I'm very sure you heard about Alien Vault and also SNOT. But the only funny thing about the SNOT, there's not many IT engineer who are actually very familiar how to set up and also how to deploy SNOT. Okay, what we call that, intrusion prevention system, intrusion detection system. Okay, so I think I'm done with my demonstration. Okay, I'm very sorry if it's too fast, but I try to make it a short. So I think after this, everybody can have an idea what you will be facing in the real CCSS certification with iTrain. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's another
Right.
question. Okay, so the question is, which CCSS fit in cybersecurity roadmap, whether it's in blue team, red team, or assurance?
Okay, for the CCSS, actually, we target to both blue team and also red team. Okay,
Okay.
and also on the fourth day, I'll be covering also on the policy and also assurance. But on the theory side, we are already having a module on the assurance and also on the cyber security policy for the corporation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So everyone, is there any, okay, get the answer, thank you. Okay, is there any other question? Please, you can drop in this, or maybe you can unmute and then ask the question directly to our speaker.
Yes, there were questions sent in prior to the webinar that
Okay.
Yes,
might
go ahead.
address. So yeah, what are the recommended control measures to deal with phishing email?
Okay, what's the recommended control measure to deal? Okay, what is the recommended control measure to deal with the phishing email? Okay, number one, definitely has been going on for more than 15 years. Always educate your employee, deploy your spam filter, always must have a spam filter. Keep all your system very current with the latest security patch and also update. Always remember your antivirus solution also must be updated and using schedule. And also always remember, as IT people, develop your own and also develop your own security policy. Also in your defense system in your organization, deploy what we call web filter and then encrypt all your sensitive information. And also don't forget the last one, always encrypt any communication between your employee throughout your organization. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. How to prevent from social engineering attack?
Okay, how to prevent from social engineering attack? This has been a question for millions time. Number one, always remember, think before you click. Always think before you click. Whatever you want to click, better you think first. Okay, triple time, fourth time, fifth time, better think first. Research where is the sources coming from, and then email spoofing is very dangerous. And always remember that don't download any file that you do not know. Whatever offer free thing from the internet, don't believe that. Okay, any price that you get for free is all fake. Delete any request of the personal information, what we call PI, and also password, and also any offer from any others people that you do not know coming from social media, especially for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or even Twitter. Please reject their request. And also remember, for the end user, always install your what we call the anti-spyware. All right, thank you.
Thank you. And then the next one is how to set up a okay, maybe that one you already briefly
Yes.
mentioned. Then how to prevent APT attack.
Okay, how to prevent an advanced threat attack. Okay, so there's a few things. Number one, every single company must have a very good firewall appliance. Okay, very good firewall appliance. You must have a web application firewall. Okay, web application firewall, and also install an very common antivirus. You can choose any antivirus, or invite your vendor and do test for the for the 30 days, and also install intrusion prevention system and also intrusion detection system. Always creating your own sandboxing will be covered in the CCSS certification. Get your VPN up and running, and also always protect and encrypt your email. And also the last one, get ready with your SIM. All right, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so another question.
Yes.
Is it true that the two-way authentication, two-step authentication still can be hacked? And then what is the most secure thing to do?
Okay, two-way authentication actually, yes, can be hacked, but it's not as easy as we speak now, because they require a very advanced method of attack, and it cannot be done by only one single person. And the only thing how to prevent this is don't share whatever what we call that numbers that you get on your SMS messaging, especially on the TAC number from the bank. Delete immediately after you already key in. That's a very simple solution for the end user.
Okay, thank you. So another question, after the training of CCSS, so could we guarantee that the student will pass the exam?
Okay. Okay. To be honest, at the moment, our passing rate was 100%. Okay, don't get angry. Actually, our passing rate was 100% at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. As a trainer, I cannot answer that question. You can refer to Elizabeth. But as far as I know from my student, the passing rate was 100%.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Any other question to your side, Elizabeth?
Yes, I have another 60 seconds from now.
Okay.
Very sorry, everybody, because I'm having a training today. Yes,
Thank you, Kamil. Then we'll end it now. Yeah. Thank you all for joining.